What's up, y'all? It's Harrison. Back on another check-in. Sorry I didn't do the one yesterday. I got back from my dinner with some family members, and I was extremely pooped and just sort of passed out. Um, Not only that, I passed out for a while, and I woke up like at 10, and then I was still fucking zombified. So here's my KPIs. So today, I got fucking nothing done. I'm probably gonna try to go to bed again, like right now, basically. Um, you know, back on the the fact that my housemate had had mono. I'm not gonna blame it on this because I didn't actually go and get the blood test because it'd take me like 30 minutes to go, and it wouldn't really do me much good, to be honest. But I mean, it's definitely not normal for me to just be extremely tired for 2 days in a row. So I don't really know. Anyways, here's my KPI tracker. I didn't do too much today because I went and go saw some friends as well. But the deadline's not changing of me finishing the feature work um, by the end of the week. So I think I just have to not go to the gym essentially and just straight lock in for 3 days straight, which I think is possible, especially if I go to bed now. Anyways, here's my KPI tracker. Obviously, got like fucking nothing done. I think the socks, the 40 socks is wrong. I need to enter like 60 more. I did about 2 hours of work today. Um, Let me do that right now. Actually, I'll just say 100. No code landed. Back. Yeah, again 11. I'm gonna try to wake up at like 8 tomorrow, or maybe 8:30. Try to get another 9 hours of sleep or something. Just to fucking deal with this rather annoying lethargy and fatigue. But I think I will force myself with caffeine to essentially stay up tomorrow and for the next couple days because I need to get this done, and I'm getting pretty anxious about the success of what we're doing just because it's a very crowded competitive space. But yeah, that's that. I'm still working through the refactoring that I told y'all. Okay, yeah, yesterday I did about 200 socks. Um, is that right? I guess it is right. Um, yeah, still working through the refactoring of Swift UI to UIKit just because obviously I didn't get too much done. Um, you know, I'm pretty much very close to that, but it's just like 80 files that got touched. And maybe I have this workflow wrong, but really the way that I work in Git is I git amend literally everything, and then I rebase and merge. So I guess it's particularly bad for this. Well, this is a thing. I don't like the GitHub interface is so fucking clunky to compare commits, one commit to the next, that it's just not actually. It's literally not even like useful for me to like look at the difference between two connects, commits, um, and it doesn't make sense for me to checkpoint. I guess like you could sort of do it that way, and then at the end when you're done with everything and you're sure with it, then you squash everything, and then force push, and then rebase and merge with a single commit. But I just fucking hate GitHub. I wish I had Mercurial or Sapling or like Fabricator essentially. Way more used to that, but it's okay. Um, yeah, because there's no one else working on the front end, so the main reason why I have Git is just for checkpointing and having two agents running at once since no merge conflicts, etc., or handling merge conflicts. But yeah, I don't know, man. I'm just pretty fucking pooped. But yeah, I think it went relatively well. Just gotta like read through, I don't know, like more files, make tweaks, make sure it's clean code, and then obviously extensively dog food so that there's no fucking crashes or anything, because you don't know. It's just touching a shit ton of code. There's actually more cruft that got removed as well than I thought there was in the code base, which is cool. But I thought it was pretty funny because I guess I don't know if you've ever used Claude Code as a viewer. You've ever used Claude Code or use like Codex or anything. But I had a meeting while I was using Codex, and I started it. I was like, continue the refactor. Do not stop with refactor until it is completely complete from your perspective. And obviously the refactor was remove all the bits of Swift UI, remove Swift UI navigation, just go straight to view controller stuff, straight UI kit, change the tab bar out from Swift UI to a UI tab bar controller, switch all the navigation stacks into navigation controllers, switch out the custom, Swift UI navigation transition, bridge, and timings to our own custom navigation controller delegate, stuff like that, to make it all the styling that I worked very hard on. The tab bar switching is not fully fixed, by the way. I think we will try to fix that. I think it should be doable. I just haven't spent too much time on it. But yeah, I mean, like that was like the extent of what we're doing, and it actually ran for like 20 minutes straight, which is a much longer time frame than Claude would ever run. So I'm actually pretty impressed by Codex. I think Codex is also doing UI kit better than Swift UI, than Claude Code. And Swift UI, as I previously ranted, is just not good. I actually did still run into some issues here with just because I didn't remove the app root from being Swift UI, just because that one doesn't really make sense to do so. That is still a Swift UI app root. And then my tab bar previously was like floating. So how like iOS 26 has like liquid glass. It's a floating tab bar. Well, before iOS 26 even came out, our tab bar was also floating. So gotta give myself props for that. No, I'm joking. But like, yeah, basically didn't think to check on the root view, which is still Swift UI, that we were like ignoring safe area, and I was like bothering the shit out of Codex as being super lazy instead of reading code. But eventually I had to just go in and do that .ignore safe area on the Swift UI root. So that's where I'm at. I'll definitely finish that tomorrow, and then the main reason I was doing this is because of how difficult it was to make some of the new flows that have to feel really, really fucking good work well. So it will be a goal of mine tomorrow to finish those. We'll finish out the feeling of it. There's still some complexity there that I think is going to be difficult to get fully prod ready state. But I have that plus a little bit of a growth screen to do, and then an activity feed left to do. And then at that point, that's basically the set of things that I need to do. But that's all that stuff, and making sure it feels good and the navigation's all good, and there's sufficient optionality on the user side to get stuff done, and making sure like we're interacting with external APIs, so making sure the state feels good and the back end has proper error handling. All of that is pretty involved and requires a lot of dog fooding. So we will get there. But yeah, anyways, I'm gonna go to bed and really try to rest up tomorrow, and extremely caffeinate just to make sure I get stuff done. But yeah, past 2 days definitely not nearly as productive as I wanted to be, just because. Yeah, dude, I've just been so cooked, just for no reason. Like, it's just, the only thing I can say is like it's got to be like, post acute mono or something, because it's not normal. Like, and yeah, I don't know what to say. It's just not normal. So I'm gonna try to go to bed. I'll see y'all tomorrow. See ya.